While breast cancer research is happening in labs around the world, local doctors are on the front lines helping patients from diagnosis through treatment. Last year, 500 cancer cases were presented to a local group that calls themselves the Tumor Board, and doctors say there will be more this year. The Tumor Board is a group of independent physicians who meet once a month to talk about different forms of cancer, including breast cancer. Radiologists, surgeons, oncologists, and other doctors offer advice for patient care. Most patients are unaware their case has been discussed at board meetings, but the benefits are that more minds are better than one.
The benefit to the patient is an open discussion about what the care is for that patient, what would be best, what other opportunities are out there that we have to offer them.
Unfortunately, Lane County has seen an increase in breast cancer cases, so the Tumor Board is now meeting twice a month to discuss unique breast cancer cases. Those on the Tumor Board will give more than 600 hours of their time to help patients this year alone.
As you're seeing tonight, cancer can strike anyone at any time, and it's hard to be prepared for that. Even in the case of a nurse who has spent years taking care of others, suddenly she herself was a patient with a tough decision to make. Claire Vonderhaar did not expect her yearly mammogram to go wrong, but 3 years ago, it did.
There was a mass in my right breast.
It was unexpected, but she had breast cancer. The Peace Health nurse underwent surgery to remove the tumor. Then came a tough question. Should she have chemotherapy or not?
When you go through chemotherapy, obviously the givens are you're going to lose your hair, you're not going to feel very well, but also that the chemotherapy in a way is a poison that you're introducing into your body.
Tests showed the cancer had not spread to her lymph nodes. Definitely good news, but news that made the option of chemotherapy a tough decision to make.
There was no certainty about whether any cancer cells had gotten out of that tumor and tried to go to my bones, my liver, or my lung.
Claire needed to clear her head, so she packed up the car.
And I took the Bible with me, and I took a journal, and I took our dog.
She headed up the Mackenzie River in search of serenity and clarity. Sitting beside the water, Claire let her thoughts spill into her journal and made a list of the pros and the cons of chemo.
Once I did that and read it, I saw that all the pros had to do with being strong and assertive, and all the cons were fear-based.
Suddenly, sitting beside the river's edge, her next move was clear.
I decided to go ahead and have the chemotherapy because I wanted to throw everything that was medically available at this cancer to fight it.
Claire had the chemo and she did lose her hair. It's now been 3 years and she remains cancer-free. And it wasn't Claire's own story, but a co-worker's experience with breast cancer that encouraged Claire to join the upcoming race for the cure.
Peace Health actually has several teams registered to take part because several of its employees share similar stories. Patty Everett is a nurse in the intensive care unit at Sacred Heart Riverbend in Springfield. Trouble for her showed up in a routine mammogram almost 10 years ago. She had 2 boys in high school at the time and couldn't imagine not being there for them. Patty says many people expected her nursing background would help her better handle her diagnosis. She says that was not the case.
I see bad news a lot, but I have to say, it was very hard to have it, be yourself and realize that you have cancer and, you don't know what's going to happen. And I am a person who always likes to know what's going to happen.
Patty's cancer was so extensive, she had no other choice but to have a mastectomy. And it all happened very fast. She got her diagnosis on a Friday and had surgery on the following Monday. Patty took part in her first Race for the Cure in Portland about a year after her cancer diagnosis, alongside her husband, her sons, even the family dog. Employees from the ICU where Patty works will have 2 teams taking part in this year's Eugene race.
1 in 8 women will get breast cancer sometime in their lives. No woman wants to hear she has it, but every woman wants to know she has someone to lean on for support if she needs it. These ladies were kind enough to let our cameras inside their cancer support group meeting at the Willamette Valley Cancer Institute in Eugene. 10 years ago, during a routine mammogram, Barbara Miller learned she had cancer. She was attending her support group back in 2006 when she came up with the idea to have other breast cancer survivors, including herself, write down their personal stories. They put them all in a book that could be given to other women going through similar struggles, so they wouldn't feel so isolated.
Cancer doesn't play by the rules. What works for me doesn't necessarily work for the next person with the same type of diagnosis. And they've learned that that was okay, that they may be special, and that that's all right, but somebody may be able to learn from their own experience and their journey through cancer.
Barbara is currently working on her third book of survivor stories, and a grant through Susan G. Komen for the Cure is funding the project. The finished book will be available at the Race for the Cure in Eugene on October 10th. Barbara is always looking for women who are willing to share their stories. If you've been diagnosed with breast cancer in the last year and you're interested in being part of this project, you can mail your story to the Willamette Valley Cancer Institute, 520 Country Club Road in Eugene, 97401.
For the last 6 months or more, teams who have signed up to take part in the Eugene Race for the Cure have been working hard to raise money. Now, for one team, raising that money has been simply doing what they know best, and that is taking care of their customers. In return, their customers have taken care of them, helping to support a cause that hits close to home. At Ye Olde Pancake House in Eugene, they know pancakes. They also know when it comes to breast cancer in our area, women and men are at risk. The restaurant's owner, Fran Corno, is a survivor.
I'm a breast cancer survivor of 9 years, and the support and the love and the community sponsorship and feeling has just been so important to me, and I know that's where I am and why I'm here today. And I just really want to give back what I can to that cause.
Employees at Ye Olde Pancake House were one of the first groups to sign up for the Eugene Race for the Cure. Their team name?
That is a pancake.
Jordan Anderson is a hostess and one of the newer members of the restaurant staff. For months, workers here have been selling pink mugs, t-shirts, raffling off meals, all to raise money for the Susan G. Komen Foundation. And they say their customers have really backed them up.
They think it's really cool and really encouraging to know that local businesses care.
And Team Flat as a Pancake will tell you they do care. They say cancer needs to be erased, and every day they're working to make that happen. Every staffer at Ye Olde Pancake House is signed up as a member of their Race for the Cure team. But since race day is a Sunday, and Sunday is a big day for pancakes, some employees will be working. They do still plan, though, to wear their race t-shirts at work to support the cause.
From pancakes to the morning commute, local teams are holding all kinds of public fundraisers to benefit the Race for the Cure.
And each one is serving as an opportunity to educate women about breast cancer and the importance of regular screenings.
One regular monthly event spread the message across bridges all over Eugene. Oregon Imaging hosted breakfast at the bike bridges. Commuters passing by got a free breakfast of bagels and pink frosted donuts. And for every rider who crossed the bridge, Oregon Imaging donated $1 to Race for the Cure.
But it didn't stop there. Dozens of people turned out for a dodgeball brawl over the summer in downtown Eugene. This is part of the Summer in the City program. It was a unique fundraiser and a big hit with those who played and those who just watched.
And let's not forget the carnival Kwood Communications hosted in Eugene. I know I won't. That's because I watched it all happen from the dunk tank along with NewsSource 16's Megan Higgins. There were plenty of games and fun activities for the whole family, and yet another opportunity to bring awareness about breast cancer in our community.
Over the last several months, we've watched as more and more teams have signed on to take part in the Eugene Race for the Cure. There's still time to get on board. It all happens on Sunday, October 10th at Autzen Stadium. There's a 5K chip-timed run, a 5K untimed co-ed run, a 5K walk, even a 1-mile family walk. And there will be lots of activities happening before and after the race to celebrate breast cancer survivors. So even if you're not already signed up to walk, you can still support the cause. The money raised will be put to work right here in our communities. You can learn more about the Eugene Race for the Cure on KMTR.com.
One of the common themes we've heard tonight is that early detection is the key to surviving breast cancer. Since the early 1990s, the rate that people in this country are being diagnosed with breast cancer has increased, but the rate at which people are dying has dropped.
That speaks volumes for regular screenings and early detection. Every woman who shared their stories with us tonight are alive because of self-exams or regular mammograms.
And we hope that if there's one thing that you could take away from our broadcast, it's that you are the #1 advocate for your own health. So we encourage you to empower yourself and take the first steps.
Remember, we're here to help, so please check out 16 Checks In, and we do hope to see you at Eugene's first annual Race for the Cure.
Have a great night and take a stand.
We can stand together, brave, tall, and proud. Hear our voices everywhere, singing out loud. Gonna
Faces of Breast Cancer was brought to you commercial-free by Oregon Imaging Centers and Willamette Valley Cancer Institute and Research Center. Faces of Breast Cancer was brought to you by Oregon Imaging Centers.
The things that I think women need to hear are, number one, know your own body so that you know if it's changing. Please get screened for mammography. I would hope that people choose to come in and get screened annually, because those are the things that we do to prevent breast cancer.
Go to KMTR.com and sign up for your monthly email reminder. Plus, you'll find more in-depth information on breast health.
16 Checks In is sponsored by Oregon Imaging Breast and MRI Center.